Alright, what we're doing in this video is section 6.6, inequalities in two triangles. Last section we learned about inequalities in one triangle, and the big concept that's going to be applied today is, remember, in the last notes, the biggest angle is opposite the biggest side, and the smallest angle is opposite the smallest side, and the converse of that, where the biggest side is opposite biggest angle, and smallest side is opposite smallest angle. And so we're going to use that now, but with two triangles. And what we have is a hinge theorem. And if you think about a door hinge, the farther that I open the door, the bigger the distance is from the door frame to the door itself. The more I close the door, that distance becomes smaller, and that's what a hinge theorem is. And so what happens is you have to have two congruent sides. So if I look at number 1, I have Vx is the same as RT, and VW is the same as RS. So these essentially, my same doors are at V and R. And so if you notice, this door is opened 88 degrees versus this door only opened 35 degrees. And so since the door V is opened at a bigger angle, that means that Vx is larger. All right, so now let's look at this one. We're talking about the door at C and the door at F. This door is opposite the 12, and this one's opposite the 9. So the one opposite the 12 is bigger. Okay, now we're looking at A and D. And this one's opposite 3 tick marks, and so is this one. So what that means is that it's opposite the same number. So that means that these doors are open the exact same distance. Okay, that's what it looks like when triangles are separate. Sometimes it gets a little tricky when triangles are the same. And so, my thing got cut off. Hold on, let's see what that's supposed to be. Okay, so I went and found what the problem was asking. And so now it's asking about AB, which is opposite the 145, and AC, which is opposite 135. Well, these sides are equal, and really this leg's equal. So these are the hinges. I have a hinge at 145, and I have a hinge at 135. Well, 145 is bigger, so that means AB is bigger. Notice we've had a lot of greater thans. They're not always going to be greater than. It's just a coincidence right now. Okay, so same thing. I have an equal side, and another equal side. So I have a hinge over here at 2, and I have a hinge over here at 1. I don't know if they're equal, so that's why I put different tick marks. The 2 is opposite the 17, and the 1 is opposite 19. So again, 19 is bigger, so another greater than. Okay, now let's look at equations. So take a second and copy these down because they're not in your notes, but you're going to want them. This is for this angle right here, and this 2x is for this angle. Again, I don't know if they're equal, so I'll put 2 arcs. I do have 15 and 15, and this is equal. And so I'm opposite of 12, and I'm opposite of 2x minus 3. So what I do is I just take my angles, this one and this one, and I always put the bigger x on the left, and I have to compare these. So 2x minus 3 is opposite the 10, and x plus 5 is opposite the 12. Well, the x plus 5 is bigger, so this is a less than. And so now we just solve by subtracting x on both sides, and I get x minus 3 is less than 5. Add 3 on both sides, and so x is less than 8. And that's it. So again, I just looked opposite and to see which one was bigger based on what's opposite. Okay, number 7, last one. Also, you want to make sure you have it copied down, so if you need time, hit pause so that you can copy it down. But I have 13 is in 13, and this is the same, so these are my two angles that I'm looking, my two hinges. Okay, so I have 48, which is opposite 3x minus 4, and 47, which is opposite x plus 16. So those are the things I'm focused on right there, because those are the x's. You're never going to combine those with the other numbers. The other numbers are used for reference, but not to solve the equation. Okay, so my bigger x I put on the left, and I just do that so I don't have to worry about having negative x's. So now, 3x minus 4 is opposite 48, which is bigger than 47, so that side has to be bigger. So now I subtract x on both sides, and I get 2x minus 4 is greater than 16. Add 4 on both sides, 2x is greater than 20, and divide by 2, and x is greater than 10. Ooh, horrible box. There we go. So remember, for this section, it's still the same concept, but think of a door opening, and if you have the same door frames and the same door size, then the distance across the door, you can compare those two doors, which is helpful.